And what the drivers say they fear most of all is a head-on collision with a blind tube mare.
Personally, I think the management should round him up. Get rid of him.
What's up, YouTube? Hello. It's been a while since I've done a reaction video because I went to the All Points East Festival and saw the Chemical Brothers among other acts, and I took my GoPro with me, recorded a lot of stuff, and I've posted all that on my channel, so check that out. Yeah, got about 250% or to 300% more views than I'd ever had before as well, which is nice. Anyway, I'm back with old style comedy. This is Mike Reid. Used to be in EastEnders for a while. I hate EastEnders, by the way. Sorry if you love it. I don't really hate EastEnders, I just hate all soap operas, and EastEnders is one. But Mike Reid, well, this is probably one of the most politically incorrect things I've reacted to, and I've talked a lot about political correctness. I've got a sort of love-hate relationship. I don't like discrimination, I don't like racism, I don't like homophobia, but I also don't really like political correctness because it just seems to be a way of making it seem like you're not being prejudiced when you probably are thinking prejudiced things, maybe. Just because people don't say what they're thinking doesn't really change anything, is my argument in a nutshell. So Mike Reid, so as well as being very politically incorrect, coming straight off the bat with some completely homophobic sort of jokes. But again, are they homophobic? Yeah, they probably are actually. Anyway, so despite all that, I love him. I remember him in about probably 1982, something like that. He actually, bizarrely, hosted a kids game show called, I think it was called Runaround, or Runaround, I think. And he was the compere, and he was just brilliant because, I mean, even then at that age, I mean, I just found that I hated kids programs, even when I was a kid. I thought they were just silly. But this was hilarious because he sort of treated the kids like shit, laughed at them, and sort of teased them, which was just made brilliant viewing. So yeah, he's one of those old style scary comedians, sort of people that you feel like if you met in a pub, they'd probably sort of laugh at you, rip you to pieces and treat you like shit, and then probably punch you in the throat at the end of the night. And it probably would, you know, be taking cocaine in the toilets and, you know, go home with a prostitute and probably beat her up as well. You know, sort of Bernard Manning, maybe not Roy Chubby Brown. He's a bit scary. He's more just a bit weird. Oh, talking of the helmet rides again, I've got my new headphones, which are fucking enormous. So I'm slightly self-conscious about these. I mean, the sound's great, but I'm worried I look like a sort of weird cyborg robot from the future. Anyway, right, all that to one side. Let's dive right in to Mike Reid, and I'm going to record. A bit complicated here. I'm getting a bit technically worried about doing this right. And cue.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mike Reid.
Look at this. You want to see the bleeding dressing room they give me? There's a notice on the door, said beware of puffs. There was a notice on the mirror, said beware of puffs. There was a message on the floor. I bent down to look at it. It said, you've been warned twice. Quasimodo, I was running down the road with 20 kids running after me. He said, piss off, I haven't got your football. One kid said, "What's that lump in your pocket, Quazzy?" He said, "It's a photo of me dad." I've just heard Saddam Hussein's just been taken to hospital for a circumcision operation. The surgeon said, "I can't operate on this man, there's no end to this prick." Yeah. Absolutely. Oh, turn it in. Christ sake, we'll be here all bleeding night. What an army that's Saddam Hussein's army, eh? The only army in the world with sunburnt armpits. Two fellas walking on the bank of a canal. On the side of this canal, there's a big crocodile lying there with its mouth open like that. And out this crocodile's mouth was a big black head sticking. "Oh yes, oh yes." One fella said to the other one, "Look at that flash bastard. Only got a Lacoste sleeping bag." Fella walked into a fish and chip shop. He said, "Was this fish cooked, mate?" He said, "Yeah, why?" He said, "It's eaten all the fucking chips." I'm standing outside just now. One of the big Doberman dogs jumped on my leg and started to go, "Wee." I said, "Get off." It went, "Wee." He went, "I said, well, hurry up then." What do you call a dog with no legs? Call it what you like, it won't fucking come to you. There's this geezer, listen. Fella walking through the jungle, he ain't got a stitch of clothes on, naked as the day he was born. And all of a sudden, round the corner, come this elephant. And it looked this naked fella up and down and said to him, "How the fuck do you feed yourself with that?" Turn that laugh, little crying out loud. Do you know why women wipe their eyes when they wake up of a morning? It's because they ain't got a pair of balls to scratch. Get rid of this. God, I've had some bleeding aggravation coming here tonight, haven't I? Motor car broke down, there's a bit of mist coming off the road, about to thumb a lift. All of a sudden, out the mist, up pulled the motor. I thought, Michael, my son, that will do. You. I've got in the motor, leaned over, closed the door. As I closed the door, the motor's moved off. I've looked over towards the driver. There ain't no driver. Motor's going along the road, there's no one at the wheel. All of a sudden, a bend appeared in the road. I thought, how are we going to get round there? As I'm thinking that, a pair of ghostly hands and arms appeared at the wheel and began to steer the motor car round the corner. I thought, that's my luck. I left that seat in hell of a mess. I got outside, there's another fella standing there. I said, "Don't get in here, mate, there's something wrong with that." He said, "You're telling me I've been pushing that bastard far out." Unbelievable. Will you turn it in, for Christ's sake? I got a cab here, it was one of those lady cab drivers. I said, "I understand in this particular area there are one or two houses of ill repute." He said, "There are." I said, "Take me to one." I said, "What one?" I said, "The cheapest." She said, "You're in it." Anyway, wait a minute. Will you turn it in, for Christ's sake? We've got round to this place in the cab. This madam's opened up the door. There's a fella standing there. I said, "What do you want?" He said, "I want a woman." I said, "Behave yourself. You've got no arms or no legs." He said, "I rung the bell, didn't I?" They even had a blind prostitute there. Jesus Christ, you've got to hand it to her. I wanted to. Nah, it's nice to be here. Very nice to be here. I was in Argentina last week. I had a part-time job out there. I was president. Week before that, I was in Belfast. I was walking down the Falls Road when all of a sudden this fella stuck something in the back of my neck. I thought, fuck me, he's tall. He said, "What are you, Catholic or Protestant?" I went, I said, "I'm Jewish." He said, "I must be the luckiest Arab in Belfast." Week before that, I was in Bradford. I felt like a spot on a domino up there. Fucking hell. Dial 999 in Bradford and you get the Bengal Lancers. Nice town though, Bradford. They dropped an atom bomb on Bradford. It done 15 quid's worth of damage. Listen. While I'm up there, I fancied a drink. I found this little Jewish pub called the Kosher Horses. I'm in there having a drink. Will you listen, for Christ's sake? I'm trying to tell you something. In the corner was a darling bird, so I walked over and hello. She went, hi there. Oh, I said, you're American. She said, I sure am. You're British. Yeah, so I'm British, mate. So as a matter of fact, my friends and myself were just discussing about the greatest lovers in the world. And we think the British man is the third greatest lover. Oh, so it's nice being a frame. Great, yeah, great. I said, who do you think the greatest lovers are? She said, we think the cowboys and Jews are the greatest lovers. By the way, what's your name? I said, Upalong Goldberg. She said to me, I gotta tell you, Upalong, she said, I'm no good to you, I'm a lesbian. Oh, I said, that's a bleeding shame, innit? I thought that bird in the bar was smiling at me. She must have been smiling at you. She said, every possibility. I said, well, as a lesbian, what do you do? I said, I go across to the bar and I strike up some sort of conversation. We go back to my place. We'll sit by the fire and I'll start the business. Then I'll kiss all her ankles. I said, hang on a fucking minute. So what's the matter with you? I said, I think I'm a lesbian. All of a sudden, turn it in. All of a sudden, the door burst open and in walked a bit of class. When I say class, I mean class. Red hat, fur coat, slingback Wellingtons and a moustache. She is so bandy, she must have on her knickers over a boomerang. Well, she's taken his coat off. She's got nothing underneath it at all, apart from this G-rope. Hey, what was that? Oh, I see that. My foot moves and his mouth works. Anyway, I've seen bigger tits on a bird bath. That's tits as breasts. Ain't a copper, is he? Anyway. So I said to her, how would you like to see the soles of your shoes in my wing mirrors? I took her outside, we're lumbering outside, all of a sudden she slid around down my trousers. She said to me, what's these for? I said, for? I took her around the local cemetery, I laid on this gravestone, I was just about to do the business. She said to me, 1 minute. I said, what? She went, wait a minute. She said, have you got a thingy? I said, no, what? She said, have you got a letter? I said, what do you want, fucking references? I'm doing my best, she's just lying there. I said, what's the matter with you? She went, you know, I've got a small organ. Choked her, was. So that may be, but it's never played in a cathedral before. She said, will you turn it in? She said, have you taken any precautions? I said, yes, I've tied my feet to that tree. When it was all over, she said to me, you're no good as a lover. I said, how can you tell that in 10 seconds? I thought you saucy cow. I said, the reason it was over so quick, I said, I haven't made love for 6 months. She said, why is that? I thought, gotcha. I said, I've been in the VD clinic.
So, there you go. Mike Reid, wonderful. I'm definitely going to react to some more of this. So, what have I got to say? Well, one of the most interesting things about this, which strikes me about a lot of these old comedians from the 70s, 80s, is, I mean, you had a lot of this, you know, blue comedians, you know, a bit rude. You don't really get that anymore, and I don't think it's just because it's politically incorrect to talk about sex. I think one of my theories is that, you know, we've got the internet now. We've got internet porn. Everybody's seen it. Everybody knows what it is. You don't need to go to a stand-up show and be titillated with sort of descriptions of sex and you know, people putting their hands down your trousers and all that stuff. But back then it was just titillating. Sex wasn't out in the open as much. So to, you know, make jokes about this stuff it's just that titillation, that little bit of frisson of excitement, I guess, in those days. It wouldn't really work now. You know, you go and see a comedian who's talking about sex with his wife or his girlfriend or something, and then you can go home and, you know, watch a woman being shagged by a dog or something. Doesn't really work anymore. So that's one of my observations, and the main thing really is just the delivery. I mean, doesn't matter how bad any of these jokes are, he talks fast, he's confident. The way he laughs at his own jokes is just, I find that really hilarious, and all this little wait a minute sort of stuff. It's a bit sort of Jason Statham, isn't it? Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels, you know, like the guy at the beginning selling stuff. All right, love, yeah, half a monkey, give it to the donkey, that's right, round the back, here come the rozzers, don't do it again, be careful, love. That's probably a really bad impression of a Cockney wanker, but yeah, he's just brilliant, and yeah, it doesn't matter how shit the jokes are, really, his delivery is on the ball, on the mark. So join me again, probably more Mike Reid stuff coming up, and I'll see you next time.
Blind tube mare.
Personally, I think the management should round them up. Get rid of them.